The 2025 Ram 1500 is here. And based off some of the standard equipment I'm seeing, rest in peace to Toyota, GM, and Ford. I borrowed this truck from Larry H. Miller, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram here in Sandy, Utah. Be sure to check out the inventory. Unfortunately, this truck is sold, so I cannot drive it. Let's go ahead and check out the window sticker. So here it is. You guys can see at the very top, the spec. Base price is $51,535. And here is the powertrain. And a short listing of the standard equipment. 26-gallon fuel tank. And then here's some of the interior standard equipment. And it continues on this side. Now, this truck does have the bed utility group, so I'll show you guys some of the features there. And then the step, which they did restyle. Bighorn level 1 is $16.95, and it gives you a lot of nice features for not a lot of money too. And then trifold tonneau cover was added, rear under seat storage compartment, which I think was redone for 2025. Destination is $19.95 with a total price of $56,845, and here is the fuel economy numbers to the right. When Ram does a refresh, they do a lot. For the most part, I would say 90% of the front end of this truck is brand new for the Bighorn. They did give it the limited headlight design, so they're a little bit shorter compared to the outgoings. And you guys can see the nostrils on the side of that grille. They have that bright chrome Ram badge on the front end. This truck has the adaptive cruise control, all that stuff standard. You guys can see the parking sensors and that plastic trim piece that they sit on. Even this has been restyled. Now these fog lights are a carryover, and like this part of the bumper is a carryover, but these reflective style headlights come standard, high and low beam. Now that turn signal looks to be a incandescent bulb, but reflective style LED fog lights there. But yeah, this whole bottom trim piece down below is redone, and Ram does it the best. They give you the parking sensors kind of hidden, so they're not like smacked on the bumper. They're just on these plastic trim pieces. Really smart. I like that dimensional front grille that they give you. And let's take a look at the suspension. I have the wheel cocked a little bit. So they give you what looks to be aluminum control arm there. That steer knuckle is also going to be aluminum, looks to be. And then you have a steel top control arm. Coilover setup there. And for the most part, that lower control arm looks like it doesn't have a lot of reinforcement, but it's not a big deal because this truck's not really built for off-road, things like that. But wheel well liners finished in plastic, and then that badge is pretty much a carryover. This hood looks to be a carryover too. And then here are the 18-inch wheels, which also are a carryover. They're wrapped in a Goodyear Wrangler tire. These are the Fortitude HT, so that's like a highway tire. 275/65, 18 is the size. 2,756 pounds of capacity at 51 psi. And you have a big sway bar right there too. Again, this truck's not set up for going off-road because normally you see a little bit smaller ones. Now here are your mirrors. They do give you a turn signal here, so that's nice. That's definitely a nice upgrade, but no smart key system still for Bighorn. And I would say that this truck has a decent design. Do you guys notice though? They took away the fender flares at some point. I think back in 2023 and 2024? And now Bighorn has fender flares again. It's nice. No running boards. And then this is going to be the standard bed out back. And as I said earlier, 26-gallon fuel tank. And then this has that wheel well liner out back. And nothing new here, but you guys know that Ram uses that coiled rear suspension across the board. 321 rear end. And then check out the new step out back. This step is definitely a lot easier to use too. You don't need a lot of force to kick it down. Like the previous step, it was a lot harder. And you just kick it back in. Rear parking sensors, and again, look how Ram does it. They put it on the plastic trim piece, not on the chrome part of the bumper or the painted part of the bumper. They even do it on the previous generation trucks too that way. But definitely a lot cleaner. Like even this trim piece on the side down here, that plastic trim piece is slightly redone. New taillight design. These are going to be incandescent right here. And so is your reverse light. Has a nice design to it though. More of your badging, big Ram badge out back. You have a 7 and 4 pin for your trailer. Ram's always been good at giving you LED license plate lights. Class 4 receiving hitch there. And backup camera. Let's see if this is assisted. Assisted, electronic, and look at that. We have power in the bed, 400 watts. You guys see that utility package I showed you guys came with that step, spray in, and the LED lights. And then you have a rail system in there too. And this is a pretty typical tonneau cover that you see. This kind of slide like that. Hope you guys can see it. And it just flips. You have your tie downs too. No camera above there. But yeah, let's go ahead and talk about the powertrain. The 3.6 liter Pentastar is going to be a carryover engine. Now there is a straight 6 twin turbo engine, and that will be an option. So this one's going to have 305 horsepower, 269 pound-feet of torque. It's going to have the 850 RE transmission behind it. It's going to be 8-speed, and as I said earlier, 321 rear end. So all in all, not much to really see here because, like I said, there's nothing really new with this one. But in time, we will be doing some MPG runs, so be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss them. Inside the interior, they did make some really nice updates, so you guys can see some of the accents and trimming around the interior has a new look, new design, soft touch on the top, and that's kind of why you would step up from the work truck to the Bighorn. You'd get a lot more comfort features, which you'll see here in a second. But automatic up and down for the front windows, and you have to hold it for up and down for the rears. But power folding mirrors on both sides. And one thing Ram does good, they give you the convex, you have the heated mirrors on both sides, power windows, door locks, power pedals down below. And this is just a step up from the work truck, right? Now, does this not have a telescoping steering wheel? It does, okay. You just gotta pull a little harder. So telescoping steering wheel. And you guys see, you have your 10-way seat, including the lumbar support. And I like how low the trim piece here sits. Just not much to like lift over when you go to get inside the truck. They give you grab handles on both sides. But yeah, I'm really shocked at what you get standard. Automatic headlights, which is no surprise. Electronic parking brake. Then here's all the buttons on the steering wheel. You have your gear limiter. But when you look here, I can tell that this button's restyled a little bit. They put a little Ram badge right there. That's pretty cool. It's like a little goose egg there. Or not a goose egg. Something like that. Yeah. And then because this is the 6-passenger, you guys can see you have your center console here. And then it acts as more seating, and you have extra storage below that seat too. Now this is not changed. All this is pretty much a carryover. That looks to be the 8.4. Push button start has always been standard across the board. Ram gives you the most USBs. They give you a lot of nice features, and you have that 400 watt power plug up front there. They also are unique to giving you one up here. Some people like it here if they still use like a navigation or even a radar detector. Now the only negative, they're still using incandescent lighting for the interior, but they give you HomeLink. Now this truck is almost 60 grand, so it should be pretty well equipped, right? Now as far as this screen goes here, let's just go through it really quickly. You have to use these arrows on the side. But yeah, you guys can see vehicle information. So let's go to the very beginning. So you have your fuel economy. So they pretty much put everything in the same page, which cleans up this menu. My favorite thing is the gauge summary. It gives you the temperatures, and then it gives you like a separate one. They are the best when it comes down to this, for sure. And then you guys saw the tire pressure, stop start, and then your engine idle hours. And Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, wirelessly. You have your lane departure. You can actually turn that off. It's called active lane management. Single climate control, heated seats. Yeah, it's pretty well equipped for a truck. You have a power sliding rear glass, which is pretty typical in the segment. No one really gives you a manual one on a full-size pickup truck anymore. Traction control can be disabled down here. But yeah, I think that for the price point, it does seem like a lot of money today to get a Bighorn. No leather seats, no ventilated seats, things like that. And it's almost $60,000. So I get the price point does seem kind of high. but you still get a lot of nice features for the money. And check this out, black headliner up top, right? And then on this side, this is kind of squeezed over. I'm gonna turn the truck back off again. You guys can see on this side, you have a little bit of storage that's covered with the light. Most of the competitors don't give you a light for that top storage. And then down below here, pretty big glove box. Now there is a power, no, I was gonna lie to you. There is no power seat on the passenger seat here, so just keep that in mind. But that's what I'm saying, for 60 grand, it does seem like a lot of money. Let's take a look at the rear. You guys can see you have the storage on the floor with some tie downs, and these are removable. They also have measurements too. I never noticed that. Now in the middle, air vents, and you have some storage right there. Armrests. If you have older kids and you're concerned about space for them, Ram has the biggest back seat, by the way, so just keep that in mind. No one can beat them on the size. Every time I get inside of any other truck, I always notice just how big this is. Now, by the way, I lied about the storage. This is basically a carryover, but I think they have an upgraded one for the 2025 model year. And if one comes in, I'll be sure to show it to you guys. But yeah, this is pretty typical what you've seen in the past. More lighting out back. 60/40 bench. Let's go ahead and check out the payload, and that will pretty much end the video. So on this side, you guys will see the axle rating up front's gonna be 3,900 pounds. The rear is 4,100 pounds, which is class leading for standard. And then 6,900 pound gross vehicle weight rating, and that's lower in comparison. Once we see the straight six turbocharged engines, we'll be able to see if they raise those. But 1,622 pounds of payload capacity, 18x8 wide wheels. Not a bad package, guys. Not a bad package. But I hope you guys liked the video. As I said, more of these trucks are going to be making their way to the dealership, so be sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure your bell notifications are on. See you guys soon.